Show me one other book that tell our people why we in this condition and how to get out of our condition. Because we've been following all these other religions all our lives. Christianity, which guess what? What you're gonna find today is Christianity is not in the Bible. It's not in there. You do not find Christianity in the Bible. Because we just read God as a black man. What's the God of Christianity? Put him up. Put the God of Christianity up. And this is the man that we've been made to bow down to here in America. Who he was murdered, who he was lynched, who he was tortured to worship. This man, right? It's the God of Christianity. We just read in the Bible that God had hair like wool. That means the what? Somebody lying. We just read in the Bible that God had skin like the brown earth. We just read that. So guess what? Christianity, the religions that we learn, is not in the Bible. We actually read the Bible. Now, this is the true gospel we got here today. So read it. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. Read Deuteronomy 1:1 so we can see who Moses is addressing. Because Moses, I'm going to say it again, Moses was a black man. Moses was a black revolutionary. Moses, matter of fact, real quick, give me Hebrews 11. What's that? Hebrews 11:24? Moses. See, hey, these are all black men that know the Bible. We actually read, we study this, and we read this book every day. Why? To bring our people to sense, to bring our people back to our fathers. Because our father's image is found away in this book. Our history, our condition, where we're supposed to go, what we must do is all the instructions are written in this book. That's why we live this Bible. So read that. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. Right, so because Moses, he was a black man that had a high estate up in Egypt. But when he got older, he refused the title of Egypt. Moses was called a prince of Egypt. I know y'all saw the movie growing up, The Prince of Egypt. Y'all probably showed your kids to it. Probably saw his kids growing up. You know, Moses was a prince in Egypt. He refused that title and did what? Read. Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God. So Moses was a revolutionary. He saw his people going through it. He saw his people being enslaved in the fields. His people being whipped. His people being misused, abused. He saw all of that. All the forced slave labor. Moses saw that thing and he said, nah, I can't get down with Egypt. Just like, because like nowadays, you got black people that got money. They got riches. And what they do? When they get their money, they turn their back on their people. Like Lil Wayne said, Lil Wayne said, I don't know what racism is. He said, I'm a gangster. Lil Wayne said, I'm a gangster. I don't know about no racism. I just know I'm a gangster. That's how people's mindset. They in those contracts they signed to get them millions of dollars. Guess what? It's written in there that what they cannot assist their people. Otherwise, what they gonna do? What happened to Kanye West when he said he a Jew? What happened to Kyrie Irving and all what's his other name? Nick Cannon. All these people that trying to rise up and say and give a little bit of education to their people, what they do? They started taking their money. They said, nigga, you better get in line. And what they do, they got in line. They said, hey, I ain't talking about that Bible stuff no more, the Israelite stuff no more. I ain't doing that. I ain't about to say who the real Jews is no more. But because why? Because they rather go back to the riches of this world. They don't care about their people like that. But a true revolutionary like Moses, the black man, he saw his people struggling. And he said, what? Choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. See, what we got to understand is this American society, it's just the pleasures of sin for a season. All the luxuries and things that we have over in America, it's just the pleasures of sin. But guess what? You got our people literally being enslaved throughout the world. Right. In Libya and Saudi Arabia, you go over to the Eastern Hemisphere, you go over to Africa, it's still slave trafficking going on right now. Guess what? We still struggling over in America like we got it like that. We still being shot down. We still being disenfranchised. We still being redlined. But then now we want to go to a basketball game. Now we want to go to a Lil Boosie concert. You know what I'm saying? They put all these distractions in our faces to what? To keep us from seeing the true struggle that we're going through. Because remember back in the 60s and 70s, They was terrified of the black man and the black woman. Why was they scared? Because we understood we was oppressed. We understood the struggle. And all those distractions wasn't so prevalent. But now the white man said, hold on now. You're my neighbor. John 3:16, God so loved the world. Well, what was God so loved the world in Jim Crow? What was God so loved the world with black coats? What was God so loved the world with slavery? When you put my ancestors on those slave ships, what was God so loved the world then? Was they teaching that then? No. But now we in a state to where we mentally destroyed, so now we don't think about those things. But Moses, that revolutionary man, he remembered that. And so God chose him to deliver this message to his people. Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The Lord said, it shall come to pass, meaning it will happen if you do not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So if we don't listen to our God, which is a black man, I'm going to say it again, God, our God, which is a black man, I got you. He said what?
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
The Lord said, if we don't do what he say, guess what? He's going to curse us. Because when you read in verse on Deuteronomy 28, 1-14, those are the blessings that God was going to give us. But then when you read 15 through 68, those are all the curses that God was going to give us if we didn't do what he said. You understand it? So now let's read one of these curses and then you tell me who this fits, all right? Verse 16.
Verse 16, cursed shall thou be in a city, and cursed shall thou be in a field.
The Bible said, cursed shalt thou be in a city, and cursed shalt thou be in a field. First of all, when every city you go to, who was in the hood? Who was in the slum? Who was in the ghetto? Because they call our neighborhoods what? Food deserts. Well, because we don't got no business promoting good health. All you see is what? Liquor stores.
Churches.
Yeah, what? We said what?
Churches.
Yeah, churches, liquor stores, and churches. Now I'm saying drugs and religion. So what? So drugs and more drugs. Because Christianity is what? It's worse than crack. I'm going to say it again. Christianity is worse than crack. Because Christianity deceived our people into believing that what? We was all equal here in America. That the white man could do no harm. Even though the whole time of why he been brutalizing us in our faces. But we say, no, God is a white man. God so loved the world. He loves me. Meanwhile, he putting your son in the penitentiary. He forming laws to where you can't get no loans to establish no business. And I said, what happened to Black Wall Street? They bombed it. Listen, they bombed it. They employ military tactics on a black a black city that was prospering. They said, hold on, these Negroes doing too good for themselves. We gotta make up a lot. We gotta rally the troops. We gotta get a plan. We gotta get some planes. We gotta get some C4 and go blow up their neighborhood and destroy their wealth. That happened. Did that not happen to our ancestors here in this land? The Lord said, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and what? And cursed shalt thou be in the field." Who was the ones that was made to pick cotton in the fields? Look at this sign. Y'all come over here. How old are you? This your son? How you doing, Mom? This your son. Do you learn about slavery in school? They don't see. Guess what? One thing that Trump did when he got in office, he said, what's it called? What's the He said no more critical race theory.
No, he added it is critical.
race theory. He added critical race theory. That means the what? Anything that seems to bring light to the atrocities that happen to our people, they said get it out the schools. They said get it out the schools. So now our children don't know that we was brutalized by this same man here in America. Look at this sign. Come on, you come here, young man. Come here. Let's come here real quick. You all right. We your brothers. We here to educate our community. Look at this. Our ancestors was made to pick cotton from sun up to sundown in the fields. Children, pregnant women, the elderly. And we had to pick a certain amount of cotton, and if we didn't pick that cotton, guess what? We would get a whip. They would take a real whip, They would take your shirt off and they would beat you back until it was bloody. If you tried to run away, they'd chop your foot off. Sometimes they chop the man's private parts off. They would rape our women. They would take your family and ship you away from your mother, your father, your house, your sister. You wouldn't know them no more. And then they would give you another name. What's your name right now? Langston. They would say, no, you ain't Langston no more. You Robert Williams. That's your name. And you my property. And guess what? All that labor you did in that field, guess what? You didn't get paid for that. You didn't get treated good for that. No, it was only more hard labor every day. If you was crying, they didn't care about you crying. If you broke your foot out there, they didn't care about you breaking your foot. You still better go pick my cotton. Right. You still better do what I say, boy. Right. And guess what? They treat you as less than a man. So that's how you got dogs living in cages. Guess what? They had our ancestors like that. If you didn't want to eat the nasty food they gave you, guess what they'll do? They'll put a funnel in your mouth and break your teeth out and make you eat the food. Right. These are things that happen to us. But guess what? Now, Mom, come real quick. Because now, in our society, our children are not being taught these things. So now, when they grow up and they go out into the world, they getting abused by the white man. They getting beat across the head. They're like, why are you abusing me? Why is the cops harassing me? Because guess what? They never learned who their enemy was. But guess what? Who are they teaching the young black man that his enemy is today?
Another black man.
Hold on, say it again, sister. The other black man. Damn.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation